Project Workbench. Welcome to another photo jam from my Warner Brothers studio tour experience. In this video, we're looking at the very last segment of the tour, which is an exhibit called From Script to Screen. And it's actually really cool. A couple things to set it up. First of all, you are allowed as much time as you want in this exhibit. By this time in the tour, you're actually at the end. They drop you off here, and you're free to just roam around a few different rooms for as long as you want. Also, you're allowed to take flash photography, video, and stills. So if you have your video camera with you, now's the time to pull it out. The concept of this exhibit, as its namesake suggests, is it walks you through the production process from script, which is the written word, the original concept, all the way through to it appearing on screen. What we're looking at now is a bunch of pre-production stuff. So all those different models, those miniatures or maquettes in the center of the room are all from different movies that Warner Brothers has produced. And in a huge surprise to me, they also had a few of the costumes from Man of Steel in this room, including Superman himself, Feora, and Jor-El. Now, there's kind of a funny story behind these. Over the years, I have done my best to capture reference of these suits. I saw one of the Superman suits at San Diego Comic-Con years ago, but it was in a big plexiglass case, so photos were hard to get. Not only was it hard to get focus, but you couldn't really get close to it. About a year later, I believe these same suits appeared at a FIDM exhibit, the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising, which had a bunch of other Man of Steel stuff. It was a great exhibit, but you weren't allowed to take photos, and it was also very dark. Now, me being the documentarian I am, I surreptitiously filmed a bunch of video and took some photos, and that video is actually on my YouTube channel. I'll put a link to it in the description field below if you're curious. But what's great is I actually finally got a chance to get up close and personal to these suits all these years later to capture as much reference as I wanted in as much detail as I wanted. So for me, it was very cool, and I did not expect these to be in this room. So what we're also seeing in here is the pre-production costuming side. That painting right there of Batman is sort of a famous piece of concept art for one of the Batman films. I think it was Batman Returns that concept was being kicked around for. You also saw a Brandon Routh concept art picture there too, which is pretty cool. So this room is all about pre-production. Before you actually get to making it, there's costume stuff, there's previs stuff, there's a giant stack of scripts by the wall. It shows a couple faux prepared workbenches where people would either be mocking something up or making a miniature or some sort of display piece, and usually that'd be used to convey the production designer's vision to the director to make sure they're on the same track and that everything's going to line up and will meet the director's vision. Moving on into the next room, if you are a fan of the show Friends, this will be a big deal for you. They have what appears to be the set of Central Perk from the show. Now, I never watched it, so it didn't really have any kind of emotional impact on me, but the people who were there before me, and Kristen in particular, seem to really enjoy it. I can't say for certain if that's the actual set. They say it is, but if you know anything about Hollywood, it's that it's a pack of lies. They had a bunch of costumes from 2.5 Men, which appear to be on part of a remnant of the set. There's also a bunch of Mad Max costumes on display in there. And there's also just a bunch of stuff, materiel, if you will, from the filmmaking process. A lot of the films depicted in here are rather iconic. There's some Harry Potter stuff in there. There's some stuff from Gravity. There's a really neat perspective, gag, trick photo op from Lord of the Rings where they show how they would make characters appear to be different sizes on the screen without doing an actual visual effect. It was all in camera. So you would have one actor just sitting farther away from the other actor in relation to the camera, and as a result, that actor would look smaller. So Kristen and I got a picture taken in there. There's a bunch of miniatures from different productions. We see some Batmobiles in there. There's some miniatures from The Matrix. There's an exosuit from, I think, Edge of Forever? Edge of Tomorrow? What's it called? Once you've gone past the cases filled with different production-used miniatures, we reach the interactive part of the experience where you get to be in the movie. They shoot some footage of you in front of a green screen, either on a Harry Potter broom or on a bat pod, and then just like they would in the movie, they superimpose that onto existing footage. And then, surprise, surprise, you can buy the DVD of your 30 seconds of riding the bat pod for like 99 bucks. So we passed on that. In the next room, you can hold an Oscar and get your picture taken with an actual Oscar statue. They weigh about 9 pounds, so it's much heavier than you would originally think. Also in this room are a bunch of props and costumes that are in cases. They had one of the Batman suits from one of the Dark Knight movies, which was in great condition, and I got a bunch of great reference pictures of that. They also had a Christopher Reeve Superman cape. And also of huge interest to me was the blimp miniature used in one of my all-time favorite movies, Ridley Scott's Blade Runner. It was really neat to get to see that up close. It was lit up, the lights were blinking on and off. It was really cool to get a chance to see that in person. I have also seen a Dark Knight suit in person. They had one on display at the ArcLight Cinema in Hollywood a few years ago. And as with many of the other things I've mentioned in this video, it was behind plexiglass and the lighting was terrible. It was daylight in the lobby and the light was flooding into there and it was making getting good pictures really difficult. So it's really nice to have the opportunity to get some great detailed pictures of the suit. And even then, I don't think I quite got as many pictures as I could have. This suit's been so thoroughly documented over the past few years that I didn't really feel the need to capture every square inch. But for me, it was just great to be seeing it with my own eyes. It was really kind of cool. Not shockingly at all, once you are done with this room, you exit the exhibit through the gift shop. Yep, it's true. It's a real thing. The gift shop was pretty cool. It was sort of standard. It was exactly what you'd expect from a Warner Brothers studio tour. Nothing really exclusive, just a lot of branded merchandise. You know, they had like a Harry Potter section. They had a DC Heroes section. All really cool stuff, but nothing that really caught my eye. And after this, we hopped on one of their little studio tour buses that actually returns you back to your starting point of the tour. So really, this is the last stuff you see. There was actually a really impressive display in there from the show ER, which has been off the air for many years now, but it had every ID badge of all the main characters that ever appeared in the show, including a very smug-looking George Clooney. Great photo, George. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please be sure to hit the like button, write something in the comments section, and if you want to see more like it, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And as with all the other ones, we will see you for the next one.